You're listening to the Soul Navigators Podcast, live with your hosts, MonaLisa Coburn and Kati Cusick. Every episode, we dive into the recipes from the Joy of One Consciousness and explore how to apply them in real life. We're streaming live on YouTube and Facebook, so send in your questions and comments. Let's begin today's journey.
Hello, I am MonaLisa Coburn, part of the wonderful Soul Navigators podcast team. And so I am here today with a dear friend, Kati Cusick, and she is going to introduce herself and tell her what I will let you guys all know she's an amazing healer. And I also do healing work, and that's how we met. And so I'm just going to turn on over to Kati and let her introduce herself.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Yes, I'm Kati. I'm with Alchemy in Motion, and it is a holistic healing business that has been started. And MonaLisa and I met through the Awakened certification program with different types of healing tools and things like that. But today is all about getting the word out. We have, in our journey, come to find that it is about bringing the word of spirit out and helping people to not only awaken, but also to really understand what it is all about. So this is kind of the very first one that we're doing podcast. We welcome you. We thankful that you're here. And if you have questions, feel free to type them in. We are monitoring that. But I do want you, I don't want to wait any longer. MonaLisa is an amazing channeler, and we have gone over this many times, and that there's definitely information to come out that needs to come out to you. So first off, MonaLisa, thank you so much. And can you tell everybody watching a little bit about your journey and how you really first discovered that you could channel spirit, so they can get a little background on you?
So how I discovered I first could channel spirit was I was honestly on the elliptical machine, an exercise machine, and I had been trying to meditate and channel for a couple days, and nothing worked. So I had completely said, I guess I'm not meant to be a channeler, and I stepped on the elliptical oracle. The elliptical machine, and I felt my lips kind of move, and all of a sudden something was spilling out. And for the first 3 to 4 months, I channeled my sister who passed away in 1996, 1997. It's a very touching story. When she passed away, we were very close. We loved each other very much. She would, many people would consider her that she had many, many challenges, both with intellect and with physical abilities. But she's been my greatest teacher on this side of the fence, or this side of the veil, and that side of the fence, that side of the veil, in the sense that anything that I really needed to learn, or if I just have deep, deep questions, she's always there to answer them for me. Still, I can go in a quiet place in my heart, and I can say, Tootie, what is it that I really, really need to know? And I remember sometime around 2023, and she goes, we can read your thoughts. They're like vibrations. So if you put out a lot of positive thoughts, that's your vibration, that's your frequency. And I didn't know anything about vibration and frequencies at that time. And and she goes, your words are the same way. So your words and your thoughts, as well as your deeds, put out a certain frequency of. So we know where you are. We know what you're thinking, in a sense that if you have a lot of negative thoughts, that's the frequency you're going to be vibrating at. So, a great teacher. She's a great teacher, and I channeled her for, 3 to 6 months, and then she kind of stepped aside, and now I've been channeling Xand. Every once in a while, she'll come in and say 1 or 2 words, but she's really let me know that wasn't her role, and so I channel Xand. Who's Xand? Xand has introduced themselves to me as a group of over 100,000 angels, and they continue to grow. And so, like, for a lot of people, they're like, well, what are angels? Who are they? Are they of love and light? And they, of course, they are source. They are source, what I call source energy. Some of them have actually walked the physical earth. So some of them are on my in my soul group, and some of them are actually in my husband's soul group. But I also have ascended masters and archangel energies as well in this beautiful source energy who come in as Xand.
Familiar with, say, like Abraham Hicks and Bashar. Xand works is the exact same way. For those who are new to this, it's all connection through breath, and Xand is this wonderful, amazing consortium of spirit, and their goal is just to get the word out to people about love and about one consciousness and such. So we're going to go ahead and ask her some questions. And like I said, if you have some questions, feel free to type them in, and we'll get them answered as well. But she's already told you who she's channeling today, and how. And if you want to tell them just a minute, like how the process of channeling works for you, what does it feel like before, during, and after?
So the process of channeling for me is I start off camera, whether I'm channeling my elliptical oracle, what I do in the morning on the elliptical machine, or here it's off camera. I do some what I call serious grounding, and I do a prayer, and the prayer is to invite them in and to uh, uh, let the message be for the highest good of all. Um, and and so that's honestly most of my process. I do normally, like, if I'm going to do like this kind of a podcast, I will say, today at such and such time, I'm going to be um, channeling Xand. I call him love and light, and my angels to surround me. And so I do that off camera, and time I get on camera, I'm ready to go. I I'm what they call a trance channeler. So the information, actually, I used to think it comes into my crown, and they told me I was a little bit mistaken, that it comes into my heart chakra, and then it goes up my spine. And so the information actually comes in my heart chakra. It travels up to my spine, where my brain takes these light codes, and it puts it into language words that I speak. And it happens really, 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 really fast, a lot faster than I can normally process anything. I kind of move out of the way, and how I know um, it's quote Xand and not me making it up is, at the beginning I used to always say, give me some kind of physical evidence. Let me know that, it's really you and not me. And so they were really good about that. So one time I channeled Yeshua ben Joseph, who most people consider Jesus Christ, and he told me to go look up Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 3. And it talks about uh, knowing the spirit and trusting the spirit of the word when you hear it. Another time I was channeling, I think it was Buddha, channeling Buddha, and I'm talking to Buddha, and Buddha said something that kind of blew me out of the water. And and I had a thought, that can't that can't be. And my whole team, I heard them saying, keep going. So I heard my team like talk to my consciousness, like, just keep channeling the message. Don't let your own thought processes get in the way. So they've been really good about nurturing me through this whole process. So I'm a trance channeler, and what that means is once I go into it, afterwards I recall it kind of like a dream. And I feel like I'm kind of on a high afterwards. It feels really good. Um, and yeah, I have a lot of fun with it. It's just pure fun for me, and that's the way channeling should be. Mm, and yeah, so I close my eyes and it takes me just a few seconds and I can hear them in what I call my third ear. You don't really have a third ear, but it's just a inner knowing. And they'll say, "Yeah, we're ready to go," and uh, they start right on up.
Okay, well, let's do it. Let's get into it so they can see what's going on, and let's find out what message that Xand has for our audience today.
Okay, so just give me half a moment. Hello, 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 dear ones. We are Xand, and we are pleased to be here to dance with you in this moment, and this now, and all nows. Mm. And the message that we would like to come in and say, first of all, is that if this rings true to your heart, if this is part of your truth, then take it and let it blossom and let it grow within you. If it's not your truth, then that's okay. You can just let it go. Just let it go. Let it go like the wind. Let it go like the breeze through your hair and just go on. Either way, it is fine. It is fine. All is well. All is well. We are source energy. We are angels of the light. We are of love and light and love of the one infinite creator. And what is our uh, why are we here? Why are we speaking at this time? You can say that we take the job of joy very seriously, the job of love. Yes. So, this is a time on your planet where many of you are experiencing this great awakening, and some of you might be wondering how to do this channeling thing yourself. And we certainly hope that you put us out of a job and you do your own channeling. That is absolutely glorious and it's part of the reason why we've come. But our message, of course, is one of love and light, and in this time of confusion, mm, and we have given this before. And one of the reasons that we work through this channel is to give what we call the pyramid information of self self realization. And the first part of during the awakening is to if you could see a triangle with 3 points, and we call this the bottom of the pyramid, the bottom triangle. And on this, you could have the word awakening in the middle if you like. And on one side, you could have the illusion of life. So, this life for you is like a dream for the soul. This life for you is like a field trip for the soul. So, the field trip, mm, why we use the word field trip is because the experience is real. Think of it like a movie and uh, you are actually in the movie right now. Mm. So you are actually in the movie. You're having the real experience. And so if you go to the other point on the bottom of the triangle, the illusion of death. Death is an illusion. And so if this reality is an illusion, then death is an illusion because uh, you are a eternal soul. You're an eternal soul. So these are two of the great illusions here on the planet at this time. You have many other illusions as well at the top of the pyramid of the illusion game. You can put maybe the illusion of that your soul is separate from you, or the illusion that you're separate from God. You are not. You are never have been, and you never shall be separate from God. So these are other illusions too. So you have this perfect triangle, the time of awakening, and when you realize these illusions, then you are awake. It is that simple. That simple, that simple, that simple. It is not any more complicated than that. And then you have two more triangles that we like to talk about. One is of love, and the top one is of self-realization or enlightenment. In the middle triangle, you can have love, and on one side of it, you can put uh, others of the bottom of the triangle. On the other side of the triangle, you can put yourself. And at the top of this triangle is the word unconditional. So, as you are now awakened, you're like, now what do we do? Now that I realize I'm an eternal soul, that you exist, and so you shall always exist. Well, it is to spiral toward the one infinite creator. And so, how do you do that? You do that with to sit in your heart space. Third density is the time of choice, the time that to make the choice to serve yourself or to serve others. And this gets kind of complicated here in 3D because you were taught that it's very, 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 very selfish to serve yourself and to follow your joy. And when we say to serve others, there's a caveat to that. As you serve others, it is through following your greatest joy, because that's the true you, that's the real you, that's the you that came down to experience. Some of you said, I will come be a fireman. If that's your true you, if that's your greatest joy, as you protect homes, see, you're serving others. If you came to be a teacher, then as you follow this joy of teaching, and then you give what you learn away, then you serve others. If some of you say, well, what if I just want to meditate? Well, as you meditate serving yourself, even meditation, right? You can raise your vibration. And as you raise your vibration, you serve the planet as a whole. Your monks have known about this for eons, and it's why some of them, quote, live in caves. Why? They want that high vibration. They know their job is very sacred to send out high vibrational energies across the planet, around the planet. Yes, yes, through the trees and through the water and through it all, and so it can land. So it can land in your energy field, and you can feel that. I don't know where that came from, but that felt like a hug from the air. Yes. So even so in this second pyramid of love, you have at the top you have the unconditional love, and that means without judgment, to love others and to love yourself. And we will say it is very, very, very difficult for you here in on this planet in what many call schoolroom Earth. It is a very, very difficult planet. It is one that has mm, multi-dimensional people from throughout the cosmos in it, mm, and that are learning and graduating to fourth density. So it has more than one social memory complex. So, so we would say at this time to learn to love yourself unconditionally is a difficult task, but it is one that that you start from looking within and following that joy, following that thing that gives you peace. So that would be our our information to you on this one. And we think loving others is self-explanatory, and we understand that some of you have a hard time, like say, forgiving someone who has wronged you. If you go back to the first triangle, remember that this life is an illusion. So let's say you know that they murdered someone close to you. Mm, so you can think, ah, it is just an illusion. I know that person that was close to me still lives. So murdered. On the stage, yes, on the stage in this field trip, that person no longer exists, but that person mm, has never ceased to exist. Their soul is eternal. So, so watch your beliefs on this one, and we can talk about it for days, but we'd like to get to the top of the pyramid before, uh, uh, without too much delay. The top of the pyramid is, you can call it self-realization and enlightenment, and it's like, how do you get there? You get there by living in the now. You get there by living in the now, and you get there through accepting. So you accept life, you accept the now, you accept your reality. And at the top of this pyramid is love. And how high does love go? Love has no roof, dear ones. How high does enlightenment go? It has no roof. It has no roof. You continue to grow and to love yourself and to love others. And the more that you work on this, the higher your vibration goes. And we know we have spoken a lot in this brief amount of your time, but understand that is to an illusion. Another illusion is time and distance. And from our point of view, it is all now, all now, all now, all now, all now. Do you have
Wow.
any other questions from us?
I do. Covered actually a few of them that I was going to ask you, but I'm not surprised with that. That is pretty amazing. Are there any misconceptions that people have about the spirit world that you'd like to clarify?
Mm. Well, the biggest one is of the spirit world is would be that you're not an eternal being, and because you exist, you will always exist. And accepting this is huge for many souls that are not used to this idea of that they have an eternal soul. Mm, but you do. You have an eternal soul. And so on this field trip, if you don't get it right, let's say, then you can come back and you can do it again. The other misconception is, well, maybe I go into on the other side and I just become part of all that there is and I lose my identity. We would say, uh, you do not lose your identity. That would be some kind of sick joke, right? So you will always be you. Another misconception is that, well, you think, well, MonaLisa says, I will always be MonaLisa, but that is true and not true. So her soul will always feel like MonaLisa, but as MonaLisa climbs the ladder of fourth, fifth, and sixth density, she will no longer use that name because she will have her other incarnations and her other growth from her other selves, and names will wash away, but she will always feel like who she is. She will just become more of source energy.
So, what guidance would you offer to people who are feeling lost or disconnected right now? And how can we strengthen our spiritual connection daily in our everyday lives?
Mm. So, for those who are feeling lost or disconnected, know that you are never lost or never disconnected. Know that your soul team, your guides are always around you and they're always communicating to you. Let's give you a couple ways that they communicate through you. One of the biggest ways that they communicate through you is, many of you know at this time, is through synchronicities. So if you are having a glorious day and you are following your excitement, you probably notice often that the clock will read 111 or 222, or that the day just keeps getting better and better and better. And that's because your guides are telling you, keep doing this. Keep following your joy. Keep following. This is the way to go. And let's say the next day, you wake up and you wake up late and you stub your toe and you think, now I'm going to have a rotten day. So now you put out that negative vibe, that negative energy, and that will come back to you throughout the day. So, but instead, if you were to stub your toe in the morning and you think, that's just a sign for me to slow down. that I did that to myself. It's just a way for me to say slow down. And if there's anything negative in this, me stubbing my toe, I release it, I release it, I release it. And then on you go and you have a glorious day. And before you know it, your day is over and you're just stubbed your toe. It didn't mean any, like you were going to have one bad thing after the other. If you have a lot of what we call negative synchronicities coming in your life, it normally is a stop sign from your spirit team saying, don't go this way, or to rethink it. Sometimes it's not that you're going in the wrong direction physically, but you're going in the wrong direction spiritually. So let's say you are a classroom teacher and you lose your cool when you see other children not listening to you, and you might raise your voice. And so you have all these negative things happening to you around your day. Instead of seeing when two children were talking, pausing and saying, what are you two young students talking about? And one could say, I was telling him what he missed a moment ago because he was asking me a question to clarify something. And so then instead of getting upset with the students, you say, that was very kind of you. But next time, can you wait till I'm done speaking and then do the clarify, or think of a different method? Maybe a student can have write down a question if he has questions on a piece of paper instead of talking to each other, or if they can't actually ask questions, maybe they can do it through, you can devise a system through pictorials, through pictures of one sort or the other, and to really think outside the box and to use the imagination, which will increase not only their intelligence, but increase your patience as well. And if we got sidetracked on that question, we apologize. Is there more to that than so the other part was, if you are feeling confusion in this time, or if you're feeling frustration in the world around you, what can you do? The other thing you can do is, besides looking for the synchronicities, is to go into the heart space and to take a deep breath. And as you go into the heart space, ask yourself, why do I feel confused? I feel confused because all these things in the news are happening around me and I'm scared. Why are you scared? And so if you ask yourself, if you take a deep breath, number one, and you begin to ask yourself these questions, why I'm scared? Well, they're having fires over there and fires over there. And I don't want a fire to come at me. Let's say it has to do with fires. Then well, are you faced with a fire? Are you in a fire zone? Have you done your prep work? Then have you called your angels and said, let me know when there's going to be a fire. Let me be well prepared, and live in the moment, live in the now. We will say those who are supposed to be there at their time of their fires are there. And those, if you have heard many, many times where people are at work, people are on vacation, and their house burns down. That might mean for them that at a certain level, they need to rise up from the ashes and to start anew. That is what fires are about. They're about starting from the new and rising up. But it wasn't their time to go. It wasn't even close. And so there they are off on vacation, or there they are off at work. It's just their time to rethink their situation, to rethink where they are, and to have a new beginning. It's a time, fires are times for new beginnings, not endings.
Instead of being reactionary to the negative synchronicities or the feelings that are going along with it, to be more observant, in a sense, to find out what is triggering that, and that is, and trying to tell people that is a form of self-love, to really find out about what's triggering And yeah, it's great to write it down and see where you're at with that, so they become more what is it called? More of their own healer, making them more empowered in their own awakening and in their own healing.
Hmm. Yes, and so one way to look at it is to know that at the top is your beliefs. Your beliefs help create your illusion, your world that you live in, your perception. Underneath your beliefs is your emotions, and your emotions create your thoughts. So if they were to write down their thoughts or their emotions, then you can get at the bottom of their beliefs. What is that? What's that underlying belief that is triggering those thoughts or the emotions? So, and it always, even those who do a lot of shadow work, and this is shadow work. This is shadow work to get those beliefs. And mm, a question that comes up is, why is shadow work necessary? The more um, shadow work you do, the more light you allow within your soul, the more light you allow within your heart, and the higher your vibration goes. So, shadow work is an excellent way to help raise your vibration overall. Mm, and so, as you go into this self reflection of going in, why do I feel this way? Like, why do I feel sad? Why am I grieving? And to get at to the bottom, keep going, keep going. It's like a onion, peel the beliefs away. And if you haven't got to the bottom belief yet, then you still have more shadow work to do. You haven't got to that core of the belief. Mm, so for instance, let's say you have lost a dear, dear pet, and you are just heart sickened over losing this dear pet. And you've heard of other people who have seen their pets, who've talked to their pets, and there is nothing more in the world that you want to talk to your pet or to see your pet. While you're in that grieving, and we always say, when you have an emotion, there is nothing more important than you can do except to stop, to feel that emotion, and to ask yourself, why do I feel this way? So are you in grief? At first, we say, go through, if it's over a death, the death is the big one for you. It's a big illusion for you to feel it. You came to feel all the emotions of grief. So feel them. And after an appropriate time, when let's say it's been 6 months, and you're like, I wonder why I still can't hear my pet. Why I can't see my pet, why my pet's not communicating with me. Mm, and you know that you're still crying over the grief of this pet. And why are you crying over the grief? It could only be for one reason. You believe that your pet is separate from you. You believe you have lost your connection to your pet. You might, on a conscious level, know, okay, my pet's okay across the veil. And if you all want to know, yes, all your pets go to across the veil, and they are waiting there because they love you. And honestly, we can say they do not miss you like you miss them. Why? Because they're busy playing with your higher self. Your higher self is you in the light. So they often will spend most of their time playing with you on the other side. Mm, um, but they also enjoy this 3D earth, and they'll come and they'll be with you. And how to see them? To see them is to know that the illusion of death is not real, and that your pets, if you wish them to be with you, you can call your pet and say, I wish you to be with me in this moment. Give me a sign that you're here, a synchronicity, and go into the heart space and see what you feel. And maybe what you feel is just, maybe you feel a soft touch at your feet, and you know, yeah, yeah, my beloved cat used to do that all the time. And so you know your cat is there rubbing your feet. And so now you have your sign because you've raised your frequency enough from the grief, enough to allow yourself to be in touch with those on the other side. Mm. So, yes, so your belief systems are what anchor you into this 3D reality. And so they are not bad nor good. You just need to find out how they serve you. And if you have what we call mm, beliefs that are not serving you, then you just haven't got to the core of that belief yet.
For our newer people that are awakening, there's you always see a lot of people who want to connect with a past loved one. And sometimes I do think that, people try very hard, like maybe too hard, that they can't connect. So especially our new people on their spiritual journey, what is an easy way for them to connect to those that have passed?
The easiest way is in the dream state, and most people on the planet, whether they realize it or not, if they remember it or not, they have connected to their loved ones in the dream state. And how do they know they have really connected versus it's just a dream? If it's just a dream, dear ones, likely you are not going to remember it. Mm. But if it's a dream and your mom pops in there and she's telling you, hey, I know what you're up to, and don't go down that street tomorrow. That's not a good thing. Or if you have a dream and it's your grandmother saying, don't go to work tomorrow, we would highly suggest that you listen to your grandmother or to your mother. Listen to those dreams. That's them guiding you. That is the easiest way you can honestly connect because dreams serve as a bridge from your 3D reality to your soul reality. Another way you can easily connect is to go into the heart space, and let's say you want to connect to your let's say your father has passed and you want to connect to your father. You can ask your father, show me a synchronicity that you are here. And this also happens a lot, but people miss it. So let's say you tell your father that and you forget it. And either the same day or within the next 24 or 48 hours, you hear his favorite song. It's never on the radio. It was an old timey song or maybe it's at the end of a movie or something that you're watching and it comes on. Or there is just something of your father's that you totally forgot about. You open it up a drawer later that day. So through synchronicities, they continue to show you signs. It can be through a computer glitch. It can be through lights flickering on and off. Um, so you can ask them for a sign and then relax, accept that it will come, know that you are heard, know that it will be answered. And so this is a second easy way to have that communication with a loved one on the other side is to show me a sign, is to show you a sign. And a lot of people do it just for fun. They will say, hey, mom, if you go before me or if I go before you, my sign is going to be A, B, or C. And so, like some people will say, my sign is going to be a rose. Whenever you see a rose, you know that's me talking to you. The other thing that happens all the time and that most of you are not aware of is that honestly, when you think of a loved one, it is because they have placed it in your heart, dear ones. They have placed it in your heart. So let's say you think of your father, and it's because he thought of you first. This happens all the time, and people are just unaware. So now you know. So now you know a big secret to the other side that they communicate through you, to you all the time. All you have to do is be aware.
Your spirit guides may or may not be their loved ones as well, but how to start connecting and listening so they're following that path.
So with spirit guides, so spirit guides, you can say, spirit guides, I would love to communicate to you, show me a sign. And spirit guides are pretty specific. They will often start showing people a certain animal, certain feathers, a certain bird. Birds are huge for the angelic realm because it's really easy for them to uh, communicate. So spirit an angel, a spirit, whether it's a loved one or a uh, a spirit guide that you chose before your incarnation. And so we will just clear up that you chose spirit guides before you come. You do have others that come in and out and in and out as you need them and as you develop. But you also have a team that you chose on the other side, and just have had your awakening, and you're like, I don't know who mine are. But if you could show me signs, or give me a sign that you're working with me. And so some will actually see a certain angelic number, and for like 444, and they know that that's the sign of their angel. Some will see a certain feather, and they will know, my angels are with me. Some will see a certain bird, and birds all the time. So the channeler herself has a pair of ravens, and she knows that the spirit will communicate to her quite clearly mm, through these ravens. And so she will see these ravens, and they will let her know that spirit is with her in different ways, and they communicate different frequencies this way. So what number one, ask. Ask for signs, ask for the synchronicity, just like you do a loved one. The second thing that we gave to the channeler a long time ago, when she was first starting and she was starting to ask, we said to go into a meditative process of 3 to 5 minutes, no longer than 5 minutes, because you don't want to fall asleep. And before you do this meditative process of 3 to 5 minutes. Um, you can set meditative music to it if you'd like, but to ask a question. And it's your intent is everything. So if you intend it for a loved one to answer it, like your father who passed, then ask that. If it's for a spirit guide, ask that. And so, and know that whenever you ask, it is always, always answered. And if you haven't received it, it is because you're not at the frequency yet. It's not because spirit doesn't answer. They we always answer. We always do our job. We're always ready and willing to dance and to play with you in every now and every moment. We are never too busy. We are never mm, uh, and so is your loved ones. They are always ready and willing to dance with you, to play with you in this earthly realm. Why? Because they are eternal beings and they want to show you love. They remember how difficult it is in this third density. Although they have waken up and they said, that was just an experience to grow my soul, and it was over like that. We would say a normal lifetime of 90 years or so. When you wake up on the other side, mm, you will feel like it happens over in a blip of time. But you might feel when you first wake up on their side, it was maybe a month or two, and then as time passes, it will feel like nothing, like no time at all. So. But yes, so talking to spirit guides, go into that meditative state and set a timer 3 to 5 minutes. And the caveat is who you would like to talk to and have a question. So think of a question for your spirit guides. We would also like to clear up if spirit guides have names. Know that many, many, many of your spirit guides do not have names. Now, if it's your loved ones that have lived here on the planet before you and with you, they will have names. And some of them have names because they were maybe a monk in a previous life, or maybe they lived in the 1800s, and they do have names. But also, some of your spirit angelic workers have have gotten to the point where they don't have a name, and if they don't have a name, feel free to after you get to know them, say, "Hey, can I name you?" and pick a name.
Viewers sending in some questions, and we're really excited about that too. This next question asks, is life on 3D moons harvestable or only planets?
Mm. So um, if we not sure if we heard the question, but so we'll repeat the question. Is life in 3D difficult? Um, so life in Earth planet is a third density planet. Well, she was a third density. Technically, she is fourth density, but we are living in third density at this time. You could say the communal collective on planet Earth is shifting to 4D. So third density is always the most difficult for planets, but most planets do not have this difficult time going from third density to fourth density. Planet Earth had a very, very difficult time from the amount of cosmic galactic beings coming here from different uh, the variety of your ancestors, the variety of your family, if you will, your galactic seed, mm, and so the large variety of them came in with their own collective and their own uh, o- uh, uh, maturing to fourth density, and it's not all cohesive, and that it creates a glorious learning place of polarity. So we would say Earth is in all the galactic is one of the most difficult among in this universe, because of the great polarity that rises from your galactic families. Mm. So the moon. The moon. Moons will not have a although it has a personality effect and it can have a collective effect, mm, and it has an astrological effect, as if you would say, on the collective. It it is not what gets a planet from third density. Third density is the time of choice to graduate into fourth density, one must decide to serve self or to serve others. Um, a- um, and so to serve self, um, you must be 95% polarized in serving yourself. And so these are those that are really out to control and do those kind of things for out for themselves. And I'm using your language so that you can understand. Mm, so these understand source does not see these as bad and good. They just are. So those who are out to control populations and to control others for their own self mm, improvement, or are those who want to mm, serve others by following their greatest joy and giving light in higher vibrations. This is the time that planets choose in third density. And this comes around every 25,000 years on a planet. This is planet Earth's third time around in this 25,000, the way that the planets, the moons, all are lining up at this time. And so it's a big deal. It's a really, really big deal. And because it's such a big deal, that is why the galactic families are coming in and sending in love and light. And the last choice you can make in third density is that of not making a choice. And so then you say, well, what happens if Earth goes into fourth density? So what happens if Earth goes into fourth density? Those in third density obviously will have to go. There's a huge cosmos out there. One of the things, one is that they may find another third density planet to go finish their cycle out, mm, to grow. The other option may be is that they go into some kind of stasis until they are able to go to a third density Earth type thing.
Wow. Thank you. A lot of information. That's fabulous. Xand, I've got a couple more questions from viewers. The next one is, what would you say to someone who experienced a deceased family member appearing in a dream, but with no communication? It's kind of like a cameo.
Mm, um, I The question was not clear.
Would you say to someone who experienced a deceased family member without any communication, they just saw a cameo, they just saw her?
We would say, yeah, I get it. Yes, uh, it was an audio glitch. So for those who, we would say that that was real. That was a real communication. And often you cannot hear your loved ones at first. And so their frequency came down low enough for you to see them, and yours was high enough for you to see them as well. And that is a glorious start of a communication. And so we would, you can, if you would like to see that deceased loved one again, you can say, come back and show me yourself. But this time, when you see them, even though they go away, no, they are not go away. We would encourage, highly encourage, that you mm, telepathically ask a question. You may even have a question. Think of your question now. Mm, Say, are you happy on the other side? What are you doing on the other side? What's your job on the other side? Uh, Whatever question comes to your mind, maybe even have a list of them ready. And but ask just one question, even though you don't see them, know they are still there, and see if you go into your heart space and see if you can telepathically get your answer. So that's a great start. The next step is to ask a question.
Okay, so then adding on to that, how can people step into their power spiritually, or how can people grow spiritually? I know you started off with explaining the triangle and connecting and spending some time meditating, but are there other ways, or maybe it's being shown to them and they might just be missing it or looking too hard, but there are other ways to step into their spiritual power?
Your highest spiritual power empowerment is going to be coming from what we call following the positive energy stream. And the reason why we say the positive energy stream is to follow that which gives your greatest joy. As you do that, you are connected to source. You're connected to your higher self. And the more you do that, the more higher vibration you become, and the more easy it is to connect. The caveat is if, let's say, your highest joy is robbing a bank electronically, that is against the morals of of most societies. And in that you did not agree upon that, know that you didn't agree upon that before your life. And so that is not a positive energy stream. That is one that you created from confusion of anxiety and fear. And so if one searches their heart and goes into the heart, mm, you can see if you live in the now and you accept the now and you follow your positive energy stream, and not if it is one of fear, if it is one of anxiety, then that's not living in the now. So it is really all the your place of empowerment. Number one, it's in love. Number two, it's in the now. Number three, it's in acceptance. So we have laid out these foundations, but for those who are new into the awakening, it is really to take your time and to allow the universe to unfold naturally and to trust the universe, to trust the timing of your soul. Once you realize that this life is but a field trip to for your experience to have fun and to grow. None of you, we will say none of you said, I'm going to come down here and I'm going to have a rough go. No, you said, no, I'm going to overcome that hurdle and that hurdle and that hurdle. And we will say, those that have those things in your life that have been the biggest hurdles, especially if they come back around again and again and again, you signed up for that. I know, we can hear you saying, no, I didn't. I would have never. But yes, because on the other side, everything is so glorious. And as you look down in this 3D reality and you're watching it like a movie, Mm, you think once you step on that stage, it will just come. You will just know. But we want to give you something. Know that as each one of you steps into fourth density, know that when you come back, you will have that veil of forgetfulness no longer exist. Mm. So that is one thing that most of you will have to look forward to is that when you come back to Earth and fourth density, you will know who you are. There will not the illusion of distance and time. It's all happening now. You will know all about it. The illusion of separation from source, not there. So to keep going by following that positive energy stream, we know that many channelers have channeled on this, like Abraham Hicks, the law of manifestation. That's why it was given. It was given from source, and to blossom and to flower the way it has been, and so has Bashar with their ankle. Uh, so we will not rain on their thunder, let's say.
Okay. Do you have any insight into the future of humanity? So, and are we on the right path?
Mm. We would say, for those of you who can learn to sit in love, learn to sit in peace. Mm, so the thing is, as chaos, as confusion happens around you, and you learn to say, that is that path, but I choose peace. To know that mm, true freedom, true peace comes from within. And how do you find it from within? It's really simple. Follow the positive energy stream, mm, and to go within and to slow down with the breath, to slow down with the breath. But even just following that positive energy stream will get you exactly where you need to go. Know that we have looked into the future and we see how glorious Earth is going to be. For us, the year 2000 and 2200 is just a half skip a beat away. Mm, you are going to have equality on your planet. Why? Because at some point, people are going to have enough waking up. There's going to be enough people waking up, and they're going to say, these wars, especially in the Middle East, we're done. We're done killing. We're done because as we kill each other, that is just a part of us. We kill a part of us, and the wars will be. And you want to play a higher game. It's like You want to play games of light. You want to play games of equality. Equality. You want to play games that you reach for the stars, that games that bring peace and equality to all on the planet, resources to all, food for all, medicines and medical for all. These are the games, and don't don't forget to reach out to the stars and to go into the stars. Yes, to go into the stars. So these are the games that you are going to be playing in the near future.
Wonderful. Thank you. So a lot of healers out there, I know MonaLisa and I have both felt it as well, feel a shift even when we are stepping in the dark. Okay, that's how our viewer has worded it. I think it's a great wording. So leading to the question is what are we moving towards as a collective community? They're feeling the
Mm,
shift. What is it
mm,
that we're moving?
mm. So those who move toward the light, we have just spoken of this as you move toward the light, as you step into your positive energy stream, into the healing modalities, and as you step into a more brighter future. That's what you're stepping into as a collective, as a whole. Mm, that's a fourth density. Fourth density is it's the big shift when a planet goes from third density to fourth density, because the collective as a whole steps into love. And it's difficult to describe as fourth density beings. You are, you now see kind of across time, you are focused on doing things in a timeless manner through synchronicities with love. And there will be this synchronization through all people as you step into the fourth density, which is the density of love. Know that you're all, as a collective, are at the end of the third density, the density of choice, um, at that 75. And these years are very rough because the infinite creator will, in divine wisdom, know when to play things out. So mm, um, it wasn't that the Mayan calendar got it wrong. It's just that things sometimes play out slightly longer. And when you look at eons and eons and eons on times, who cares about 100 years or so?
Before we bring MonaLisa back, Xand, is there a final message that you'd like to leave with our audience? A final message for them.
Mm. We would first like to thank you for allowing us this time to dance with you in this now and this now and this now. And through each and every one of your higher selves and your spiritual teams, we give you a hug. Mm, we give you a spiritual hug of love and light and love, and just great honor and respect for you during this time on earth. We respect you and we honor you, mm, and know that you are our brothers and sisters. And we do not see ourselves as any higher than you. We are just looking. We are like on top of the building, and you guys are in the building, and we are just guiding. We are like guiding posts. We are just others on top of the building, being guiding posts for you. But mm, we send our vibration of love and light and love, and much gratitude for this moment, for us to be able to dance with you in this now and this now and all now.
Thank you, Xand.
Well, how was that?
Still on. Are you done?
Yeah. Yeah.
Supervisor?
Okay, I want to say thank you to my audience so much from the bottom of my heart, and I'll never be able to say enough thank you to Zan and Katie from the bottom of my heart. Yes, so much love, so much love. Thank you, thank you, thank you.